Hey everyone, Josh Smith, GuttingMobile.com. I want to walk you through some simple work from home setups that you can use to get through your temporary or possibly a little bit more permanent work from home scenario. And I'm going to start with the most simple and then move up through some variations that I'm using. Now, I've been working from home for about 10 years now, but the catch right now is that I'm not in my standard home office. I am working in a new setup, so might be like you. I don't have space here for a permanent multi-monitor, all-in home setup. Everything that I'm going to show you in this video is something that you can do on a countertop or a tabletop, basically any flat surface. And best of all, you can set it up in a few minutes, tear it down in a few minutes. And I find that that really helps me because I like to have a way to start my workday. I like to have a way to end my workday. This is really important if you're at home and you're trying to mark the passage of time throughout the day. And so with that, I'm going to start with the most simple setup. Here it is. Pretty shocking. It is simply putting my MacBook on a table. Now, basically, what I've been doing if I am only going to have a little bit of time to work in a position is to throw my MacBook down. I'm using the 16-inch MacBook Pro, and with this, I can get a lot of work done. The keyboard on it is really good. With a 16-inch display, I have plenty of room to get some work done on the screen. I can put two windows up side by side. I use magnet preferences, and that allows me to snap a window to the left, snap a window to the right, and I'm able to get a little bit more done here. So that's the most simple setup. Now I'm going to switch and upgrade to something a little bit better. So this looks pretty familiar, but what I've done here is I've stacked up two books. Now you can use a box. I prefer books, especially if you're going to be typing directly on the MacBook Pro. And with this at a countertop here, I actually have a very good, simple standing desk solution. And I like this because it allows me to be a little bit more active while I'm working. So I'm gonna burn a few more calories because I'm standing. And also with this setup, I'm gonna alleviate some of my back pain. Now, a tip that I have if you're going to try this type of setup, find books that are about as wide as your laptop, and then make sure you're wearing shoes if you're going to be standing for a long time and you don't have an anti-fatigue mat or something like that, because otherwise your feet are going to just really hurt at the end of the day. So this is a simple setup, something you can do with things that you have at home. Another setup that I've been using when I've been co-working and now I've adapted to a work from home setup is a MacBook Pro stand. This is the Johan MacBook Pro stand. It's really beautiful. It's a little bit pricey, but it's well worth it in my mind. If you can't find that or if you can't wait for that, you can pick up a stand at Best Buy. They're still doing curbside pickup at the time I'm filming this, or you can find some at Amazon. You can also use the books that we just saw in the previous setup. But the star of this show is an external keyboard and an external mouse, because now what's great about this is if I'm seated, the camera is pointing directly at me, so it's a better setup for a video call. And also ergonomically, as I'm seated down here, I'm going to have a much better line of sight, and it's a more ergonomic setup. And then I have my mouse and my keyboard. I'm using the Magic Keyboard and the Magic Trackpad 2, I believe. I like these because I get the exact same experience as I move between these devices, but you can pick up whatever you want. In my opinion, adding a stand, a keyboard, and a mouse really going to up your experience as you work from home. And what's great about this is everything is very easy to just lift that off, and there's a better look at this stand, which I think is just really cool. And then I can put all this away and go ahead and end my day. So if you're spending all of your time on Zoom calls, I recommend going with this kind of setup because it's going to bring the camera angle up much better. And now I've added a light in here. So this is the LumeCube Air VC. This actually comes with a suction cup that you can mount it to the back of your laptop. I did not bring that with me because I didn't know I was going to be here for quite this long, but it's a really handy small light, and you can see here now I have the light pointing at me, and so I have a pretty good setup. Now if I turn this off, you can kind of see how that changes, And so I'm in pretty good lighting, so it's not a huge difference right now. But if you don't have a lot of great lighting, this is really going to make you look better when you're on a video call. And here, if I'm in like a seated position, you can see it's a much better view than looking down at a camera. So really handy way to upgrade your setup. You can still get these on Amazon for about $50, and from LoomCube, they're on sale right now as well. If you don't have one of those, grab a desk lamp or find some place where you have the ability to put a light behind your laptop, and that could even just be a desk light that you have, or a bedside lamp, something that puts the light coming at you. You don't want this behind you because that's going to result in worse video quality. All right, now we're at the culmination. This is the power user setup because I've added in a 12.9-inch iPad Pro, and I'm using Sidecar, which is a built-in feature for the Mac on macOS Catalina and iOS 13, and so my desktop is shared across these. Now, in a more permanent setup, I would probably put this on books to raise it up so that it's right next to it, but with something like this, I can keep my messaging down here and my main work up here, have some windows over here, I have my keyboard and mouse, I have my light that I can turn on and off for video calls. This is kind of the ultimate simple work from home setup because everything is very easy to contain, put together, and then tear down at the end of the day. I have my iPad Pro in a bridge keyboard with it in the reverse angle there. That way I kind of have a easier way to see that display, and if I want to, I could flip that around or even put it in like a tent mode. So a lot of options, and you can kind of get all of these things pretty easily. You can even build your own iPad Pro stand, build your own stand for your MacBook, grab a light you have around the house. Be a little creative with this. Find a mouse and a keyboard. You probably have one in a closet somewhere at home, and really upgrade your setup. Thanks for joining me to take a look at these simple work from home setups. I'll have links down in the description below where you're gonna be able to find more information about these. I have a write-up with some links to where you can buy some of these items, but in most cases, you're probably gonna have some of these items at home. Now, for Sidecar to work, you do need a relatively recent-ish MacBook and also an iPad that's kind of new. So check those requirements out. If you do need a new one, I would recommend either the 2020 MacBook Air or the 16-inch MacBook Pro because they both have really great keyboards and a lot of other things going for them. So keep that in mind. And while you are doing this shopping, keep in mind that Best Buy is offering curbside pickup still at the time of this video, and Amazon is still doing shipping, but you might see some delayed shipments. Also, we'll have links to B&H Photo where you can check out some options. They're shipping pretty quickly right now. If you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up. Send me a message on Twitter at Josh_Smith and let me know what your work from home setup is like. Did you find one of these to be useful? What's your suggestion for our other viewers to check out? And if we get enough, we might pull some of those together and feature them in an upcoming video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.